YouTube. Now I'm back with another one. Let's watch this video. I'm gonna chop it up with you guys real quick.
Welcome back to Ben Leo Tonight. Now, an expected 2 million people will descend on West London over this bank holiday weekend for Notting Hill Carnival. It's an event that's been, once again, marred in controversy the year before it's even begun, because the Met Police has admitted that it's preparing for a, quote, deadly crowd crush that could cause mass casualties. And this follows pre-carnival operations earlier this week in which more than 100 people were arrested. 11 firearms and more than 40 bladed weapons were recovered. Over 7,000 officers will be deployed over this weekend, with reports many fear being attacked, as last year there were 53 assaults on emergency workers. Last year there were also 8 reported stabbings, 1 man was beaten to death, and a young mother was killed by a man brandishing a zombie knife in an unprovoked attack on the so-called family day of the carnival. Her parents have spoken out, that poor lady who died, ahead of this year's event, calling it unmanageable and unsafe. So the big question is it time that we ban the event from ever going ahead again? Well, I'm joined now in the studio by
Before I hear of course, these guests, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys here. I don't think they should ban Carnival. Reason why I don't think they should ban Carnival, I feel like there's a lot of older generation that's out here pushing that agenda of cancel Carnival, cancel it. Forgetting when they was young, how exciting it was going to Carnival. Because I remember when I went to Carnival, I was like, first time I went to Carnival, I think I was 15. I went there when I was 16, 17, 18. And I'm not going to lie to you, I used to look forward to going Carnival, if I'm saying to you, having a good time. But of course, I'm older now and I don't go Carnival because I've got things to do, if I'm saying to you. But we got to look at it like this, yeah. You know, if you're going to cancel Carnival, then cancel the clubs as well. You know what I mean? Because people die in the clubs. People get stabbed in the clubs. You know, a lot of people lose their life. RIP to the person that did lose their life as well on Carnival. That was tragic. My condolences to the family. Look at Carnival as more of like a culture thing, you know. It's something that at the end of the year, getting close to the end of summer, you know, you got the young bucks, you know, looking forward to go to Carnival with their brethren and whatnot. And you got to remember, guys, man, whatever there's teenagers, you know, they're going to get into trouble at the end of the day. But it's our job as adults as well, right, to understand this and try to find a way to make it safer for them. Like to the fact that we can have drone in the air, like drone flying around the air, making sure everyone knows that, listen, CCTV is watching. You know, there's other avenues that we can use to protect a lot of people in Carnival and making sure that people go back home safe. But to say to cancel Carnival, I feel like it's more of the older generation that's saying cancel it, especially the older generation that's actually experienced going to Carnival before are saying cancel Carnival, where the younger generation would like to experience it. I had fun when I used to go Carnival. You know, it was nice. I used to see old school brethren there, see some of my brethren get into a few madness. But listen, at the end of the day, we were teenagers, innit? And you got to remember, some people from overseas come to Carnival as well to experience the culture. And a lot of people make money. A lot of businesses make money. A lot of people make their brand more visible out there as well. And come on, man, let's keep it 100 as well in terms of the government as well. The government are definitely making a lot of money as well with all the fines, all the arrests, you know. They're making money as well. So a lot of people make money with Carnival, you feel me? But the bad side about Carnival is it can get dark real quickly. That I must agree. But let's see what his guests got to say about it.
Caster Rafe Haydel Mancu and the former chair of Haringey Independent Stop and Search Monitoring Group, Ken Hines. Good evening, chaps. Nice to see you both in the studio. Ken, I'd like your attire. A nod to this weekend's festivities?
Absolutely. I'm getting ready to get in, back in touch with my ancestors. Once a year, it's a deep attachment I have, and Notting Hill Carnival seems to be where the roots are. OK. I appreciate that. I feel you. However, there was big concern about the Carnival. 2 people died last year, arrests, guns, all sorts going on. What do you make of the calls for the Carnival to be banned? First of all, my deepest condolence goes out to the people who have been lost their lives and those who have come across injuries through to the Carnival. But to say and to stop something that's got such deep roots in Notting Hill, in a sense, and for me, it goes further back. It's a connection between my Caribbean roots and African roots. That's what the Carnival envisages. And Carnival, what makes Carnival different is not in a field. It goes in the streets, around the streets. It can be, and it should be, better organised. My thing is that for far too long, we've had weak leadership.
Okay.
And it's been the key of the problem that Carnival is now facing.
Rafe, is it not?
That's facts. That's what I'm saying to you. It's like, if we know that Carnival can get dangerous, we should be able to get ready for Carnival. I mean, we have a whole year to prepare for Carnival. Do you know what I mean? Like I was saying to you guys, like, we can have drone in the air, flying around the air, letting people know that, listen, we can see you. So if you do anything, you're going to get nicked. So that's going to reduce the crime rate. You feel me? The fact that the first thing the guy said was like, you know, 2 people lost their life in Carnival. Condolences to the people that lost their life. But, you know, people die in clubs as well. You know, people get killed in clubs. Look at Central. When you go to Central, you can't even wear a rollie in Central. There's phone snatcher everywhere. So we can't keep using that narrative and saying, well, you know, people got stabbed and this happened. You know, people get stabbed in Central London, bro. That's a whole Central London. You know, there's cameras everywhere in Central London, and people are getting robbed for the rollie. You can't even wear your rollie in Central London. So, like, one day you're gonna stop something happening for one day. Like, I don't agree on that. I feel like the kids should be allowed to experience Carnival, and, you know, everyone's going to be going to school at the end of the day. They should actually have something to look forward to, especially as a culture, as a community as well. So to say they want to ban Carnival because Carnival is dangerous, listen, London's dangerous. You know, the nightlife in London is dangerous. Like, what do we go from there? We need to find ways where we can make it undangerous for people that want to go there and enjoy it, and have more police out there doing the best they can do to make sure there's not a lot of crime going on that day. We have a whole year to plan for that, you know, not when it gets close to Carnival, we'll start planning in a month time. Like, that's not enough, you know, that's not enough.
Not the case that if this were a annual sort of, I don't know, anti-illegal migration protest, or even a football gathering where people were getting knifed every other year and people were dying, and there was, you know, 7,000 coppers on the streets. I think it cost something like £12 million to police last year. It would be scrapped straight away, wouldn't it? Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah, I'm afraid this is just another example of two-tier policing, actually, because it's, well, for example, did you know last year at the Notting Hill Carnival, more police were assaulted and injured there than in the Southport protests? But of course, the authorities were very quick to condemn utterly the Southport protest, whilst consistently, you know, downplaying and ignoring the violence at Notting Hill. And of course, yeah, you're quite right. You know, if the same things happen at an annual St George's Day parade or an annual sporting fixture, the same level of violence, criminality, shooting, sexual assaults, murders, overcrowding, they would quite rightly be banned. The reason it's not is because, you know, the Notting Hill Carnival has become a sacred festival in the Church of Diversity, which is, you know, the new state religion, and has got the status now of a holy weekend, and it's being used to perpetuate this myth that diversity built Britain, that multiculturalism is a huge success story. I'm afraid that's not the case. You know, people that I know that live in the area call it the Notting Hill Carnival, and, you know, in Florida, people board up their houses, they board up their shops, and they flee their homes when there's a hurricane arriving. People do that in Notting Hill when it's the carnival arriving, which I think speaks volumes about it.
And you know what, like, I see what he's coming at, yeah, but my thing is this, yeah, whoever that's purchasing houses in Notting Hill, surely whatever agent that sold you the house is going to tell you are aware that there's Notting Hill Carnival every year, right? So don't turn around and be like, oh yeah, I'm shielding up my house because of this annoying Carnival. Like, if you're purchasing the house, Carnival's been running for over 20 years, 20 plus years, even 30, even more, right? So that's not even an excuse to use. You get what I'm saying to you? Like, if I'm gonna go to live in an area, right, the first thing they tell me about the area is every year there's Carnival, meaning there's going to be millions of people marching down the road, right? Just to give you a heads up. And it usually happens in the bank holiday at the end of summer, right? I'll ask myself this question. Is that something that I want for myself? Can I live with that? Can I live with one day knowing that there's going to be a carnival on that streets and I don't have to be at home? And if I say to myself, okay, cool, I'm still going to purchase that property and live in that street, knowing full well that there's going to be carnival in that street, yo, who's to blame, bro? Like, literally, who's to blame, bro? At the end of the day, like, the only person to blame is the person that's purchasing the house, knowing full well there's going to be carnival in that area. If it's been like that for the last 20 years, you moving into that area and saying, yeah, we should cancel carnival just because you got a property there. Come on, man, that's not right, man. Let's keep it real, man. That's not right. I mean, I can see people bordering the house and whatnot. I hear that, you know, you're protecting your property, and I don't think people are disrespectful enough to, you know, try to go over the border and try to break into people's houses. That's never happened before in carnival. If it has, let me know. Put it in the comment section.
Personally, as I said, the people who brought in those big houses in Notting Hill brought it in with the condition to know that festival happened annually. So if they're now crying foul, that's shame on them, because they should do their due diligence before they actually bought those houses.
Hang on a minute. Shame on the homeowners for not wanting people to be knifed outside their front doors.
There's nothing.
Like, I can see what the host is trying to do. Like, I can really see what the host is trying to do. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it, you know. Like, we're all gonna agree to disagree at some point, innit? So I'm here for it, you know. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it is what it is, you know.
Yes, it hurts me when it turns around, and because we got weak leadership, we then turn and hit the beautiful culture that carnival emanates. To say that, yes, one death is one death too many, but personally, I believe that if it was had more community accountability, it would be a lot safer, and we can do our work with those young people who come with the wrong mentality.
And that's facts, though, man. I agree exactly what he's saying. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, we got to do better, guys. Like, especially a lot of people that's going carnival. And listen to this, yeah. The youth are not gonna watch this video like that. They're not gonna care. They're young. They're excited. They're hyperactive, and they're just young at the end of the day. But us lot, we're adults, right? We know better, right? So we need to come better in the way of organizing and making sure that this place is safe. If I'm saying to you. Like I'm saying to you, I'm giving you guys hints. Like, let's do the drone. Next year, let's invest in some drone, put some drone in the air. Do you know what I mean? Let it float around the air. So all this use that's going to do, you know, all this silly little antics to mess it up for all the big people that's actually going out there to enjoy themselves in Carney, enjoy the culture, you know what I mean? Like, let them know that, listen, if you do any buffoonery around here, you are going to get nicked at the end of the day. So we need to come better than that, guys. But I want to know, like, let me know you guys' views on it. Should we ban carnival, or should we let carnival continue how it is and make sure that we have more security? Or are you lot sick and tired of, you know, all the criminal activities that's been happening in carnival? Let me know in the comment section. Feel me? And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. Bow.